People were standing far behind. Can they come in the front, please? Because we want everybody to closer to us. You know, ये जो होली है क्या होती है और क्यों होती है I will leave for Ram Singh to give the ideas about what the program is and how it came into being. It's a second in the series, Doctor? So second in the series. So last time it was held in Fall River, and where we all had a good time, and it was very interesting and enjoyable. But today I think the extreme cold has dampened the spirit of many people who couldn't make it in spite of their promise. I hope the food giver is coming. I hope his spirit is not dampened. As long as he's coming, we're okay with that. That's how I play with the program, please. Dr. Ram Singh, you all know him, please.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I think happy Holi to everyone.
Happy Holi.
This extreme cold weather that we just got recently, it just shows that at least you guys have kept your spirit up. That's normally a good test. We normally don't get to give this kind of test, but if the weather, nature gives this test, then you know that there are some people who really resolute, very resolute. So you guys are very resolute. Some of you may not be knowing, I taught about 25 years at UMass Dartmouth and took retirement and had started an institute of advanced sciences, didn't say advanced studies, because I look at things more scientifically. I think everything is very scientific if you understand it. And so in that we have one of the two academic entities, we have the School of Indic Studies. And there are something that we do there which is more academic and scholarly, and something we try to do from UMass Dartmouth also. There is a Center for Indic Studies, but that's still very academic because it's on campus. So number one is always on the weekdays. Number two is that the program is, the scholars come and only talk about high scholarly stuff. Community involvement is not as much. I was talking to B.K. Rai that there was a time when we did satsang at UMass Dartmouth, so that we used to do for children. It was 1 hour program for children, and it was really, I have such a good relations with all the children who grew up at that time. It's like my relationship with the children is independent of their parents. Because, when you take care of children, they become so friendly, so close to you. So I find that communities should do something like that. Many times, as many of us have grown-up children here, who sometimes don't listen to their own parents because they think they know them. They stereotype their parents. We think we stereotype them, but the children stereotype their parents. But if you have a community, then it is so well in message that whenever they need some advice or cultural things, and sometimes they have differences even, it's much easier to talk to uncle. And I find that happening. I don't see when the satsang is stopped, nothing really started, and now that we have this institute. So we wanted to do something that will involve community. And so we do a program every month. Mostly seminars, but the seminars, we call them sambad rather than seminars. Because most of the audience is familiar with the topic. Not like somebody did some research and come down and tell something. So it normally goes for 2 hours, an hour presentation, an hour discussion. So we also wanted to do something like this. We had tried actually once in UMass Dartmouth, maybe 2003, 2004, where we wanted to do some Holi celebration. Holi is something, it's really in compared to what we really do Holi in India, which is really a celebration of the spring season, where there is a lot of flowers, lot of colors, and crops are harvested, or at least being harvested at that time, and just before the summer starts. So it's a lot of really good time. That's what the celebration is. Of course, there are stories about why the people do Holi and how they do Holi, what it all means. It's basically, most of you obviously know the story. There are more than one stories, but one of them, which is very common one, is that it was a Holika, and who was the sister of what was it, Hiranyakashipu, whose son Prahlad was devotee of Vishnu, and he did not like, he had a jealousy that he thought he is, sometimes people think that they are themselves very high. Not that they are not, but they have to really reach that. And many of us, out of our ignorance, we think that we are so great, when we are really not. And he was one of those, so he had a problem with his son, and his supposedly his sister had this boon that she will not, fire cannot damage her. So he thought that, he tried several other things, and he thought that maybe if she takes him in her lap and sits in the fire, and he will die and she will come back, but the opposite happened. Because there are a lot of conditions. These boons are not really like somebody says like this, and then that happens. Somebody sees something in you and says that's what is going to happen, and that's what happens. But so many times, even today, people give Ashirvad, maybe not exactly boon, not Vardhan, but Ashirvad is given. And Ashirvad, the older people give Ashirvad because they wish you like that, and they think that when I'm saying something like this, maybe you will stand by that, whatever my wish is for you, for the younger people or children. And I think in Indian philosophy, everybody is a Brahma, and so everybody has the potential to be like that. And so it's only up to, if there are 10 people give you Ashirvad that you are going to be like this, and you say, oh yeah, I'm going to be like that. Sometimes younger children, they think, oh no, I should be like that, and then maybe they won't get that much, but they go far enough to succeed. So I think that is the story about Holika, and which basically she had evil thoughts, and that's why she got burned. So we should not have evil thoughts. The idea is that we should not have evil thoughts. Though Prahlad did not have evil thoughts, he was pure, and so he did not burn. So those of us, any one of us can be Prahlad, because we do not have the evil thoughts. We have pure thoughts about devotion or about the world. I think we will survive and overcome any problems we have. So that's the basically idea why we celebrate, in addition to the season, the festival, and the crops and the colors and everything. I think the way we celebrate is also very interesting, which obviously we cannot do here. They have color. And they put dry color. When I was growing up, they used to have 3 labels of celebrations. So the first label, you guys probably, those of you not from villages do not know, they used to throw mud on you. With the very first, 7 o'clock. And there is some relations, it's Deva relation mostly. So anybody who is in that relation, they will throw mud on you. Depending on, what label you are, sometimes they will just pick mud from anywhere. And like my mother used to have a pure soil, it's called piror mitti, which is like a very, people use, it's like very pious. So she will have that, and when anybody who will be her deva coming from outside, then she will only drop that mitti, because it is considered like a little bit elevated, elitist way of celebrating it. But others will throw all kind of things, and then used to be the color, the watercolor, the liquid. And then once that is done, the people take sour and other things, and then it will be the dry color. So in all of this, you have it's very interesting thing that we have, the different level of acceptance of even mitti will be on you, and that will be fine, because water and color will be on you, or the dry color will be on you. It's all acceptable. But all these colors used to remove any other color that you had your own. The colors are put so much that nobody actually, sometimes you don't recognize who is in that color. Because so everybody becomes same. Actually, so there is a diversity that creates equality. It's some of these messages that go, and at least in the villages, and I think in cities also. That day there is no high or low. Everybody embraces everybody as equal. They all enjoy food and other things. So I think we are trying to create an equivalent of that in America. We can't really do all this stuff, but we can do intellectual diversity. We can talk about it. We can do some kind of literary festival rather. literal festival. So I think that's the idea. So we thought that we should continue doing this. So we are doing this year, and particularly this year we are doing a little bit different. Mahesh Bhai suggested to me last year actually that we should do it not necessarily at the institute. You know, we have the community, so we should go to them. You know, there are organizations like India Museum and Heritage Society, and they have similar things that they want to do. So we should just come here rather than everybody has to go there. So I think it is a good beginning. It's a very good beginning. Thank you. Because we want to go to the community, whatever we can offer. I mean, obviously there are some intellectual things that we try to do, but very important that it's really targeted to the community. I also think that Indian community is very poor in having the community participation. And it is, I've been thinking about since I came to this country, and at different times I have tried to do different things. And you know, many times when you have problems, like we have problems these days, you know, Indians being sought, there is really not a community response. Because, you know, can you imagine that if it happens to Jewish people? Can you imagine that if it happens to Muslims? They will all rally, but we don't have any rallying point. I think we don't have a rallying point, and I don't complain about that. I think, you know, it's a great tradition that we are very diverse and we accept that. But then we should celebrate the diversity, and then we should assert that the diversity should be maintained in America or throughout the world. You know, people should be respected for whatever they are, and they should not be treated like that. And Indians are very successful. There is very visible group. Everybody knows that these people are very successful, and the reality is that they are very successful. So they should do more, and sometimes we become lax and we think that, oh, you know, it's not going to happen to me. When it's going to happen to you, you really need support. And also that it is an important thing that we assert the kind of diversity that we have in our practice. Holi is one of the representation of that. To tell the rest of the world, and particularly in America, I think it's a free country, and it's a great country because it's a free country. And we should be able to say that, and since we contribute to the society here, I think we have a voice, and we should try to assert that. I just want to, before I end and let Subhash Chandra ji take over, wanted to say that, so like we do the seminars, and most of our seminars are very community oriented. So please join. If you don't have your email in the list, I think Rajkumar can take your name and we will send it to you whenever our announcement comes. So next two events that we are doing, we are doing the educational pedagogy in ancient India. A lot of changes are occurring in the education field right now, in this country as well as in the whole world. But they're trying to increase the effectiveness, and India had very successful education system and very effective and efficient education system. Some part of that is being used here. They call it contemplative mind, and sometimes they call it affective learning. There are different names given, but they are really Indian way of learning and very efficient way of learning. So the Gurukulas used to teach kids only for 10 years, and they used to get everything almost like a PhD. And we are teaching right now our kids for 30 years, and they are not as effective in the sense of being independent of their own. So we want to initiate that process, and Monica ji has agreed to host at Marco Art Center. Melco Art Center is in our Attleboro. So we think that it is another, because he already runs this art, and art is very important part of education in Indian system. So we are going to have just 4 or 5 hour symposium, next one, which will be on April 29th, 2 to 6, and we will send more information. So please join. Again, you know, if you have students or teachers who want to come, it will be a slightly academic label of discussion, but it will be historical. It will be interesting, actually very interesting. You will learn so much that how the education system was. And there is, just to give you a trailer, there was a guy by the name of Georgy Lajanov from Hungary, and he went to India and he spent 12 years in India. But he went to our Gurukuls, only Gurukuls, to learn how they teach all this stuff that Gurukul people can do. And he wrote a book called Suggestopedia. If you want to Google it, you can find the Suggestopedia. and there he described, how to efficiently learn. Some of that was used by Howard Gardner of Harvard University, 7 intelligences. And so some of those things that they are trying to understand, there won't be, but I think as Indians, we still have the culture, and the culture should be able to explain it better, why some of these things work. So I hope that between that and May, we are doing sponsoring, a major sponsor of the event at Harvard Medical School, which is going to be on integrative medicine, the role of Ayurveda and yoga in management of pain and opioid addiction. This is a huge epidemic problem in America right now, epidemic. So we are trying to take a lead as a community and as a culture to come up with solutions and deal with it at very high level. So this is going to be a really academic conference and workshop which will be attended by physicians and all kinds of people. But any one of you who are interested, please join us on May 20th and 21st. So with that, I think we need to celebrate Holi in our literary way, and I appreciate very much Kulbhushanji to offer this, and I see here the whole family, and so nice to see you all, and we'll look forward to it. Thank you.
Dr. Singh referred to the India's diversity, and we know that there's a lot to divide us in India. So many things divide us, but one thing which unites us is our festivals. We celebrate our festivals together as one community. Now Holi, if you think Holi is celebrated only in Punjab or Uttar Pradesh, different places, Holi is something which is celebrated almost all over the country now. It is so much, spread so much. And secondly, you meet anybody who is living in this country who also is not an Indian, they may not talk about any other Indian festival. If they have shown little interest in India and its growth, they will always talk about, oh, I love that festival with colors. Colors all over. Face painting. They call it face painting. They call it some different name. In such a big group, it's always good to know each other. I was wondering if we can share who we are and where we are from. We know Dr. Balram Singh by this time. If everybody can start introducing who you are, where you're from, that'd be helpful.
Okay, so I am Bhartendra Rai. So I teach at University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, and I'm in the business school. And I am from UP, Devariya. It's a place near Gorakhpur. So,
Thank you.
Honorable Author from Main Street. We own a medical arts center and we teach arts and some community service. At present we are retired and we do
My name is Vijay. I'm from Delhi, Punjabi. I've been here a long time. I've my own practice as an architect for another 40 years. And I like more people around here.
You're more than 40 years old.
Eh?
You're more than 40 years old.
I've been practicing.
Oh, okay.
Practicing
You confused me.
40 years.
Oh, okay.
He's 41 if you're
You're
counting.
hearing
Guna na mano Holi hai.
good collection.
Yes.
I'm Sabrina Chaudhry. I'm from Cranston by way of an Indian father and a Portuguese mother. And I am an entrepreneur who runs a event production company and digital marketing agency.
Hi, I'm Supriya Chaudhry. My parents both come from Punjab, but I was born here. I'm a student at Rhode Island College right now. I'm doing teaching and education. I'm very fond of it. And
now she's interning with India Museum.
yes.
Very good. Very nice.
Good job.
myself Rajkumar. I work in Institute of Advanced Sciences. And I am from Bihar and Jharkhand both. So, I born in Bihar and I brought up in Jharkhand.
And you know something about Lakshmana Holi?
Latmar Holi is
That's
the
in Jharkhand.
Vrindavan.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's not Bihar.
Not Bihar, okay. I thought Lakh Bihar mein hoti hai.
Mahesh Patel. I stay in Attleboro, and I've been here for almost 30 years now. Pretty much involved in all the community. all the societies.
And he was very instrumental in building the temple in Rhode Island. So they have a big building, and he was very instrumental.
So I think looking forward, we have our own center now. It's spacious. I like what you're saying about we need to get our children together because children will listen to other uncles rather than their parents. And we have experienced that in our own family circle or in our own community. So this center that we have, I think, can we can direct that instrument towards doing this. Plus the fact that we are culturally very strong, we are pretty united in a lot of ways. So we want to make sure that we exhibit our interest, our culture to the rest of America, because it's very important. You can't slack. In Attleboro itself, in small ways, we've been there in forefront, and they're understanding the Indian community. So we need to do this at a national, state level too.
I'm Dilip Datta. I'm from Assam. I've been here 50 years now. I'm retired. I taught math, but I like literature very much. And so I do write. Actually, it's very funny. This Bhupen Hazarika, I don't know, many of you might have heard, is a great singer from Assam, great lyricist. So I had compiled his lyrics and his songs, which were all lost for a long time. And one day I was trying to practice, so that I could sing also. I tried. So he took after hearing me sing, he took the harmonium away, and he says, "Oh, it's very good that you can't sing. You don't know any poetry, and it's good you are writing my book, because all singers and poets hate me. They dislike each other." So anyhow, I enjoy teaching. I love teaching, and I told him that your poetry, your singing is all about love, but I'm an expert in love. He said, "Who do you love?" I said, "No, I love math. I love teaching." So I'm very close to Bush. He's like my brother. He goes to Assam. He says he's from Assam. He doesn't say he's from the land. Anyway, nice to be here.
Actually, I can tell you more. He has written many books of literature, and that's in Assamese, and it's out there in quite a good number. And he has written books on math, about how to teach math. And one of his main math, a great book was, he stayed with a professor who was black. In Potsdam. And stayed a whole year with him, studying how he teaches math. Because Potsdam College had highest number of PhDs in math. And in comparison to MIT and Harvard, for a small college, that was a very good number. So he studied there and he wrote a book, math, how to teach Potsdam math. And he has written other books, how simplified math. And not only that, he has started, because I went to visit him in Assam, and so he started 3 schools, and he has bought his shares of the land from his sisters and everybody to make them successful and financially sportsmen, and otherwise also fully sportsmen.
Who are you, Dad?
Huh?
Who are you?
Because many times we don't get to know each other that well. So like Dr. Balram Singh, most people don't know as much also. Because he has done great service, and this is what you are continuing with. My name is Kulbhushan Chaudhary, and I am a retired person also, but still have interest in a lot of community work. And see how we all can do better. See if I can give you a hand, we are doing something happy. And our goal is that our community does better when we create resources for our community so that we can serve better, we can do better.
And I'm Lucilia Chaudhary, and I've been in this country for over 50 years. I was born in Portugal, and I'm his other side of the story.
The better side of the story.
Better side of the story, yes.
Some story,
Yeah.
right? That's it.
I am Vijayalakshmi, wife of Chandra.
That's it?
I'm Monica Botra. I practiced neuroradiology for a bunch of years, retired and opened an art center and I'm practicing art now. But I'm also active with the American Association of Physicians from India. And these days, with all the goings on and intimidation of Indians and all, we are calling for a federation of all the associations in USA under one banner. The PAPI, as we call it, has done a lot of work. They've gotten a lot of politicians to make declarations against the things that are happening against minorities and specifically Indians. So we got a WhatsApp group of over 200 people, and we are all very much in contact and very much geared up to get things somewhere. In the other states, like in New Jersey, they actually had a big get-together last evening with all the local people. They offered, of course, free dinner and drinks, so physicians can do that. And they got everyone together to make a unified body. And I think even here, I mean, we have a whole bunch of little associations. And I came to know recently after opening my art center that a lot of them are not even aware of Indian Association of Rhode Island, the little one they associate. And I was very surprised and very disheartened because this is not the way to go. When people attack us, they attack us as Indians, not as Bengalis or Punjabis or this and that. And I think we need a person with charisma and with experience as we have here, actually 3 of you, 4 of you we have. I think we need to work in that direction. The time has come, and we cannot just go on with little groups promoting each themselves against one another. We need to be one body. We need to do that. I think it's now urgent.
Hello everyone, I'm Kruti. I'm working at University of Massachusetts Dartmouth in chemistry department. I'm researcher there, and partly I'm affiliated with Institute of Advanced Sciences with Dr. Singh, so I'm also participating in the events. So that's how I'm affiliated with.
I'm Nitin Trivedi. I can say I'm from Pune. My family from Gujarat, maybe. And if I go 1500 years back, maybe from UP. So you pick whichever you want, you feel close to.
Very good.
I'm a tax practitioner. I use this space sometimes to meet my clients.
And he has done a lot of work for Indian Health Society, and he served in many different capacities for many years now, almost 15, 16 years.
I would like to add up, I've been here a long time. We have tried to open a temple many times. It always fizzled through for one reason or the other. I think under Mahesh guidance, we now have the temple, and I feel very proud of him. He's the one who.
Not me.
Your effort.
Mahesh, he didn't mean it.
God's grace that things happen.
He didn't mean it, come on. Okay,
About yourself.
very good. So, everybody is,
Yeah, Twinkle has come.
Twinkle is still there.
Yeah. My name is Twinkle. I am Subhash's daughter. I work for Fidelity Investments. I'm an analyst there. I've been in this country for 24 years. And I have a 10-year-old who came to see this as well.
Yeah.
Anya, who are you? Tell
Who
us.
are you?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So,
What game?
I think I stand amply introduced already by two ladies here. I'm somebody's father, somebody's husband,
Somebody's grandfather.
and somebody's grandfather,
Somebody's
and
uncle.
somebody's uncle too. So, other than that,
A friend.
my name is
Upright,
Subhash,
yes.
Subhash Chandra. And when my parents named me, they called me Chandra, Subhash Chandra. When I came to America, they made me Chandra. So I'm Chandra in America and Chandra in India. I work as an assistant principal in West Warwick during middle school for the last 18 years. School loves me, I love the school. And I'm in this profession because I love the kids. And spending time with the kids never makes me feel that, I'm gaining any years. Never makes me feel. And I want to continue as long as kids love me. So, Holi. Holi is something which, we all have some memories of Holi etched in our minds somewhere. We all know that we have played Holi at one time or the other in our lives. Every year, as young children, we used to wait for Holi every year and did same thing every year. But every year, it was a novelty. Because when we were kids, we applied color to each other. As we got a little older, by older I mean, when we were young boys, we started looking for somebody else to put the color on. We would go in the streets, go everywhere, find anybody in the street and try to put the color on the people. Some people resisted. Some people didn't want us to put color on them. And how many fights happened in those days? Because they were unwilling participants and willing mobs of young boys who wanted to put color on, especially on girls. And which was not a good thing to do. But many boys, they were so fond of doing it, and they used it at an occasion to tease people. As Balramji said, people threw mud. It was very polite. It was not mud always. If you didn't like the person, you would get the filthiest object in the world and put on somebody. We used to do that. And we would do even the eggs, rotten eggs. Holi, Buranamana, Holi. And because this is an expression of our sense of humor. It may look dirty sometimes, nasty sometimes, but that passed under sense of humor. Because all you had to do was do anything you wanted to do and say at the end of this, Buranamana Holi. And everybody laughed after that, oh yeah, it's Holi. And the last 1 week, my wife has been after me. Why don't you write something for Holi? Function is coming. And only if I listened to my wife, I would have been a celebrated writer by this time. But I don't listen to her. She always tells me, this is the pen, this is the paper, write something. And I'm the one who always ignores her advice. And rather ignores her commands, not the advice, It's always a command. And I could think of only 2-3 lines for today, and I'll keep on sharing those, repeating those lines with you. हर उम्र की अपनी होली, हर उम्र की अपनी होली, हर होली का अपना रंग है। हर उम्र की अपनी होली, हर होली का अपना रंग, आओ रल मिल खेले होली सखा सखियों के संग। When I say हर उम्र की अपनी होली, as young boys I told you the Holi was different, a different meaning for us. As we got a little older, Holi assumed a different significance. And now as we are my age now, somebody comes with a color to splash my face and no, give me this much Holi. Just apply a little bit Holi. Chutki Holi. And when I say हर उम्र की अपनी Holi, and as the Holi can be expressed in terms of youthful craziness, expressed in in romantic ways. When lover and the lover they play Holi, it's a different connotation, different feeling altogether. जब कोई कहता ना कोई दुल्हन के होंठों से चुरा के रंग लाया हूँ तेरा लगाने के लिए, अब दुल्हन के होंठों से रंग कौन चुराएगा? How can you get it? But figuratively, a poet can always say, मैं रंग लाया हूँ तुम्हें लगाने के लिए, लेकिन किसी दुल्हन के होंठों से उठा के लाया. वो कहने लगे भाई मेरे से रंग ले लो, मेरे पास ऊँट नहीं है क्या? तो किसी दुल्हन के पास गया चुराने ले रंग किसी का, मेरे ऊँट रंग ले लो, क्या बात है? तो नहीं, वो दुल्हन के ऊँट अलग होते हैं, तुम्हारे ऊँट तो अब्बासी हो गए, पुराने हो गए। तो आई मीन होली जो है इंडिया में उन्माद का, उल्लास का और परिहास का एक पराकाष्ठा है। When we talk about परिहास, जिनसे आपने सारा साल बात नहीं की होती, आप उनके साथ घुल मिल सकते हैं। You can mingle with them. People you have not talked for the last whole year or 2 years, 3 years. You see them on the roadside, you have the liberty and the freedom to go and mingle with them. Freedom to go and say anything to them. Freedom to go and have fun with them. I remember what we would do on a Holi. We would take a 10 rupee, note, bill, put it on the roadside. It's tied to with a thread in the corner. Somebody comes and sees the note bill on the road, he tries to pick it, and we just, pull it away. He goes towards it, we keep on pulling it. And when he comes, keeps on coming, chasing it, we keep on pulling it, and he doesn't realize why the note is going away. He thinks it's flying with the wind, And when he comes close to us, we all clap. What is he doing? That he's trying to take a bill, he thinks it's freely available to him, So what I'm saying is, parihas, उपहास, मजाक, होली एक ऐसा मौसम होता है, मजाक का मौसम होता है. So today what we plan to do is, each one of us has to do something. Say something. If you have something to read, you can read. If something to say, you can say. Something to sing, you can sing. And must do something. You can make us laugh. You can make us think about something. You can make us, emotional about something. Whatever you want. Choice is yours. But everybody has to participate. It's a small group, and we want everybody to do that. And I will start with Mr. Roy.
I thought you were going this way.
Okay, it's fine. I thought you were more ready. Please. Yeah.
Actually, I don't have too many things, but I recently came across, I heard like World Health Organization, you must have heard of it. They came out with a slogan, and the slogan read like WHO cares. I don't know if you have seen that. So I found that very interesting. And also, there are a lot of jokes around Holi related to husband and wives. So one of them is like, what does a humble man need? So some suggestions are like, he needs a wife who can love him. He needs a wife who can cook nice food for him. And a man also obviously needs a wife who can take care of kids. And even more than that, if those three remain happily with each other, that's a bonus. I found that very interesting. So Holi, actually a lot of poems, interesting poems I came across. I'll just recite one of them.
Okay.
कोई दीवाना कहता है, कोई पागल समझता है, मगर धरती की बेचैनी को बस बादल समझता है. मैं तुझसे दूर कैसा हूँ, तू मुझसे दूर कैसी है, ये मेरा दिल समझता है, ये तेरा दिल समझता है. बरमन कोई कुमुदनी पर मचल बैठा तो हंगामा, जो अपने दिल में कोई ख्वाब पल बैठा तो हंगामा. अभी तक दूर कर सुनते थे सब किस्सा मोहब्बत का, मैं किसी से मैं किसी को हकीकत में बदल बैठा तो हंगामा। मैं जब भी तेज चलता हूँ नज़ारे छूट जाते हैं। When I go fast, things leave behind me. कोई जो रूप धरता हूँ तो सांचे टूट जाते हैं। I don't know how many people understand Hindi here. Everybody?
Not everybody.
Do you want a translator? Does anybody want to translate?
Yeah, some words you can translate.
Some words like, okay. मैं जब भी तेज चलता हूँ नज़ारे छूट जाते हैं। When I go too fast, things go behind me. कोई जो रूप धरता हूँ तो सांचे टूट जाते हैं। And when I take some shape, what is सांचा?
Molds.
Molds. So they break. मैं रोता हूँ तो आकर लोग कंधा थपथपाते हैं। So when I cry, people come and do like this. Was it console me? Yeah. मैं हंसता हूँ तो मुझसे लोग अक्सर रूठ जाते हैं। The last thing I remember is as a child I liked a song. I had never sung in my life, so but I'm going to attempt.
Very good. Very good.
So actually it starts with a shape. कल नए पोपले फूटेंगे, कल नए फूल मुस्काएंगे, कल नई घास की नई फर्श पर नए पैर इठलाएंगे। Because of I think nervousness, but let me remember.
You got this.
Who's making nervous?
Anybody remembers this? No?
Just pretend we are pieces of furniture.
You're doing good.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Doing okay.
कल नई नई हवा चलेगी, ठंडी ठंडी आएगी।
या कल नए पोपले फूटेंगे, कल नए फूल मुस्काएंगे, कल नई घास की नई फर्श पर नए फूल लहराएंगे। वो मेरे बीच नहीं आई, वो मेरे बीच नहीं आई, मैं उसके बीच में क्यों आऊं? मैं उसकी सुबहों शामों का एक भी लम्हा क्यों अपनाऊं? मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, पल दो पल की कहानी है। So it's from that song. मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, कल और आएंगे नगमों की खिलती कलियाँ चुनने वाले, कल और आएंगे नगमों की खिलती कलियाँ चुनने वाले, मुझसे बेहतर कहने वाले, तुमसे बेहतर सुनने वाले, कल कोई मुझको याद करे, क्यों कोई मुझको याद करे, मशरूफ ज़माना मेरे लिए क्यों वक्त अपना बर्बाद करे। मैं पल तो पल का शायर हूँ, पल तो पल मेरी कहानी है, पल दो पल मेरी हस्ती है, पल दो पल मेरी जवानी है, मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ। Thank you very much.
Very good. उसकी प्रेमिका ने कहा, lover said to the lover, you know, how come? You still have color on your face. He said, honey, I never took a bath since 1 year. since you applied this color on face last Holi. Now come again for saying to add more color to that. Holi mein, something interesting used to happen every year, I remember. None of my friends took a shower till I visited them. Because they knew I might come at the oddest possible hours. I would visit some people at 4 in the evening because I had to visit so many people. Luckily I had so many friends I had in India. And we would go to the house and they would wait for me, a whole family, still in color fully. I said, how come you didn't take a shower? I we're waiting for you. You're coming with a bag full of color. And many of them who made the mistake of taking a shower, they would be forced to take a second shower. And I had the strongest possible color which won't come off easily. I would go to the best shop in the town and tell him to give me that color, put some oil in that, and it would take a few weeks to come off. And Brother sir, just can't say anything. It's a matter of time sharing your experiences. Do you think we are writers here? We're not writers at all. We're just saying something. It's your Hi sir. Thank you.
I've been here so long, and
You still remember
got Holi.
Still see the color of
We
face.
lived in Punjab,
Very good.
Patiala especially, and I always remember Holi was the most auspicious day of our time. And we used to live in Arya Smart Shop, and we used to have a house which surrounded by a veranda upstairs all around. So in those days, our duty was to fill in a lot of water and haul it upstairs because there was no elevator in the house, and put all kind of big pitchers of water all over the verandas. The best part was that bring the deepest colors and start working in the night time so that they are all mixed properly. And everybody knew when the Holi starts, please don't go around this house. Because we were about 8 people on the veranda, my aunt, my uncles and all that. Everybody was ready with the gadbi. Pani, everybody goes regardless of somebody's going to the office or somebody's going anywhere, white clothes, nice clothes. All around the veranda, the water was showering all over. And the good part was that no color matched. Yellow, dark, red, white. And this was most of the fun. And then in the evening, in Holi time, then after that we used to play tigri, in the evening the function. So that in the chowk, there was a tigri function, what we call that, I forgot the name. Lathi leke na?
Like Dandiya.
Dandiya. And that was the big function, So after the Holi is all done and all that, and there was a halwai in the front, right in the chowk.
Motar
Whatever it was.
That's his name.
Yeah? Oh, you remember that? Okay. Yeah, the Micho wala. Now I remember. He used to serve food to everybody, free. And this was, the Holi was still going on. And he remembered that this was the best Holi in Patiala. And Pratap Singh carols, children used to come over there and we all used to enjoy that. And those were the good bonding days, let's put it this way. Holi is not the function that you do, rang fair diya, ye kar diya, jaise aapne kaha. You met each other, you haven't met him for a whole year. But the good bonding was that somehow you all get together and have the best of the fun. And it's a religious function, becomes a religious function, which is very, very worthwhile for India, actually at that every year to have for the good bonding. Thank you.
Mr. Nurza just said, that this is Holi is a milan, meeting, bonding, where we find time to meet people and kind of get, closer to them, know each other. And what better method can be adopted than sprinkling color on each other, making people colorful. Adding color to life is the biggest thing we can do. We all want our lives to be colorful. We don't want dull, drab lives. They're boring. Colorful life is always welcome and it's a good thing to look for. And I'm sure we all look for colorful lives. And Vijay Kumar, it's your turn to add more color to our event today, please.
I'm going to talk about my experience at Holi. You all probably know it. The first thing in Holi, we used to make pakoras with a field. I don't remember that. Huh?
Opium or
Opium. So that was one of the biggest thing. Also that. And when I grew up, in the community, the boys of my group, we'll all get together and we'll get the pumps, some hand pumps and other pumps, so how far can you throw the water, in which house you can reach. And we knew who were the people who does not like the colors. So we'll all get together, have some, we'll eat, pakoras and all that, which will make you high. And then we used to take a ready, the ready is a four-wheeler cart. Put all the big buckets of water and big pumps. The challenge was who can get the more powerful pump. That was the biggest thing. That was the precious thing. You can throw water 3 stories high like that. So have the fun, dance around, all the people get together. Then go to the house. I don't want to say, but there was a couple of sick who didn't like the Holi at all. So, but we were a group of 40, 50 people. We go to his house and start throwing colors. At least the water, third level, Bring him out, put him on the cart, and put some kind of old shoes garland in his around, take him around, So it was very, very intense Holi. And it was all in a good faith, not a hatred, but all in a good faith. And then, it goes all day, and then they get together, we have come back and have a lot of food, and some drinks and all that, not the beer, the drink made with that field. What do you call that? Opium. You drink that. Even our religion, you go to Vrindavan and all that. Their Holi is worldwide known. Their Holi is all worldwide known. And they go to extremes. The Holi, if you see there, I don't think you have seen Holi anywhere else. But you see in, yeah. And they mix all these things. So it's acceptable to do that. And there's another community called Gujarat. These people who have cows and buffaloes. Gujar. Their Holi, if you see that, I don't think you've seen anything. They'll have these big sticks, 5 foot, 6 foot sticks, and this lady will start beating their men. And it's an organized fair. We will have big drums, playing music, monthly, fruit and all that. And they will chase them to a point, till the guy surrenders. And then you put all the color on him, and sometimes take his shirt off, take his pant off. It was really very intense what I have seen. Very, very intense. So these people are culturally, we are very soft spoken about the Holi. Holi is very serious. I've seen it in the morning, I've experienced it. Especially in our neighborhood, there were a couple of Saraj, you won't let anybody do it. But we used to get very intense with them, get them out, put on the car, put shoes around her neck, and take her out. So that's my experience of Holi. And Holi is a good festival, you make friends, even if you are an enemy or you're not happy with anybody, you still put a color and make friendship out of it, you know. And you forget things, bad things happen. You start a new life, a new friendship with that. So Holi is very intense, very, very intense. Culturally, even a lot of movies have been made on Holi, you know. Amitabh Bachchan has a very famous song on Holi. So Holi is a very, very intense festival. Holi and Diwali are the two, I think, the main festivals in India, which we get celebrated all the time. Before Holi comes the Lodi, you know, Lodi is the same time when the new festival, new crops are coming and all that thing. But, so that's my experience of real life.
Thank you. Vijay Kumar's Holi was very intense. And by intense I mean that they used opium as well as marijuana. Opium is something new, we never used opium, I think maybe they used it. Opium is very intense. But the bhang is very commonly used. And
marijuana.
That fresh leaves of marijuana. And in my town, where I was brought up, on the I had a little canal, you know, water canal over there. On both sides of the canal, there used to be freely growing up by itself.
Yeah.
Miles long of marijuana fields. And we all knew it is something which can lead to some intoxication. We never used it. But there was only one person in my town who used this. It was called Posti. Posti means opium eater. He would take leaves of that, you know, bhang or marijuana, boil it, and then keep on boiling it. And when little water was left, he would use that to drink. When he drank that,
So Ashik, that post was treat for your cold, your fever. The mother used to give us the
So Holi was
post that no they,
yeah, that's
they
right.
make it pea or syrup out of it.
Fresh post.
So it's medicine.
The flowers of opium.
Yeah.
That's post.
Yeah.
But once the opium is made, once the opium is made, that is a contraband item. I don't know where we got it from, but opium was contraband. It was not, we're not allowed to buy that.
Poppy seed.
Yeah, poppy seeds, yeah. And
Same thing.
but if you drink that Posti's drink, and that was
You
good
don't
drink.
mind it.
And I always said, we drank once and we used to say, if you drink that half glass of that, you see with your ears and listen with your eyes. That's the effect of that. That's the effect of that. And now Sabina,
Oh, great.
Sabina has not played Holi, she said, in India anywhere, but she knows what Holi is, and she has her own kind of, you know, take on this, Sabina.
My only experience with poppy seeds is at Dunkin' Donuts on bagels. So I really like the idea that Dr. Singh was talking about Holi being about diversity, because diversity is definitely a major part of my life. I said in introducing myself that my mother is from Portugal and my father's from India, and my cousin-in-law is from Guatemala, and my brother-in-law is from New Hampshire. So we're a very diverse family from many places. And one thing that I found very true for my family is that our Indian traditions have become the center of all of our families. Even our Portuguese family, we come together for our Indian celebrations. And Diwali and Holi are both things that we hold close to ourselves in our own way. So I appreciate hearing everyone's stories about Holi in India, because our stories are a lot different here. But I can envision myself there when you guys are telling your experiences. And so with that being said, I was talking about Holi being a kind of a rebirth or a time for thinking about spring and new changes and growth. And I'm going to recite a poem by Dr. Seuss, because I think when talking about pure thoughts, children are definitely the clearest form and purest thought having people on the planet. So this is a poem by him called Oh, the Places You'll Go. Oh, the places you'll go. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know. And you are the guy who will decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets. Look them over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not so good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there, in the wide open air. Out there things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsie as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along, you'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all of the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. You'll move mountains. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.
Very good. Very good. So, this poem was the true Holy Spirit, and because the poem of optimism and hope, and we need hope and optimism so much in the world today. I wish that more of us can think that way and work hard to bring hope and peace and optimism to all the people who need it. That's what we need to do. My eyes are falling on two people, one behind the other, so I don't know if I call the three people that are in the same row.
Oh, yeah.
Four to the left. I'll start with the first one. Nice wife. Please come.
You guys can see.
We can't.
My experience with Holi is, I don't know.
Africa too, probably.
I was not born in India, and I grew up, I was born in India, and I'm in Zambia. But there was a community just like here that was very strong. And we have a lot of festivals. Our parents make sure that as we are growing up, we are part of that festival. And I think it's very important that we continue, and all of us here, I think we've been 30, 40 years, but I think we haven't experienced Holi here, especially in this cold weather. And I'm just thinking of Sabrina. I think because Sabrina is one of the topmost person in Rhode Island, she's been recognized as, what was that title?
10 to watch.
10 to watch. 10 to watch, most person in Rhode Island. And it's very interesting because we cannot set our mind together, create an event, because Holi, when you look at Holi, it's not just, you don't find this kind of experience in the Western culture where all people come together and participate. Very few activities that happens in Western culture, but in Eastern culture, we have a lot of festivals like that where everybody comes together, and it doesn't matter where they come from, but it becomes one celebration. So I was just thinking loud, that because she's an event coordinator, maybe we can do this in spring or summer when it's nice and warm. you know,
Reschedule Holi.
reschedule Holi.
Or Holi in summer.
Post Holi.
And when you look at the Facebooks and Face Stories and online, you know, the Hare Krishna, they do a fantastic job. There are hundreds of thousands of people doing the celebration at one time. I think we can sort of react that experience here in Holi. I think we can do it. I think there will be a lot of kids interested, not only kids, but other communities will join us.
Yes.
Right? If you just do it right, then it becomes a part of the major festival. I've traveled quite a lot during my lifetime, and I've seen Holi in 4 different countries. You know, in Africa, in India, in England, and here. But even Holi today, if you go south, if you go to Atlanta for the warmer climate, there's a lot of activities taking place right now today. I mean, it's a couple of thousand people doing that, throwing colors at each other. So I think we should be proud of our heritage. We need to make sure that we pass on this to our children, especially us. We have experienced it, but it was 30, 40 years ago. We need to bring it up today's time and see how we can create that experience for our children.
It's good to reschedule for the warmer weather, but won't it look nice, all these pretty colors of the snow?
Yeah, absolutely. I just told her I need to take my shirt out and step out in the cold weather.
We did Holi in the middle of the snow.
That's right.
And, you know, standing in the middle and throwing colors.
Oh, that's,
my
you
God.
had that poem was good.
I said earlier, हर उम्र की अपनी होली. महेश भाई ने इसमें कौन फैसला ऐड किया? हर उम्र की अपनी होली, हर क्षेत्र की अपनी होली, हर देश की अपनी होली. होली है रंगों का त्योहार. Because कहीं भी चले जाइए, रंग तो रंग ही रहेंगे. रंग नहीं बदलते, लेकिन होली का अंदाज जो है बदलता रहता है. उम्र के साथ, मौसम के साथ, क्षेत्र के साथ. कहीं राजकुमार होली है, कहीं ब्रज की होली है, कहीं जो होली हमारे स्क्रिप्चर्स में है. अभी राधा कृष्ण की जो होली है,
अब पिचकारी मत मारो.
एंड जो होली जो पानी के रंगों से होली खेलते हैं, that is different. Water colors. That's a real good holy, you know. You're completely drenched sometimes. I mean, you're completely drenched, multicolored, you know, all sprinkled all over your body. That's a beautiful treat to watch. And if you find thousands of people along the streets, any street you go, any place you go, you find people either drenched and multicolored. It's true India. India is multicolored. And Supriya,
Yes.
you love India.
Yes, I do.
Come and tell us how you love India.
Well, since you're talking about rum,
Okay.
it's kind of perfect.
Okay.
So thank you for
Very good.
talking about that. So this is a poetry book that I had bought, and it's from a Punjabi poet, Canadian Punjabi poet. Her name's Ruby Kaur. It's actually really well known. I'm gonna read a poetry that she had written. It's talking about women of color. Since you were talking about color, I wanted to talk about the women of color. And the poet is, our backs tell stories no books have. The spine to carry. And this is just specifically for women of color. Women of color carry on. They go to different places, like our parents, like my aunt both my aunts standing right there, sitting right there. They both have brought up in different cultures, but have instilled their values and their traditions in our family members. Not only they're just their kids, but their nieces and nephews. I also wanted to talk about another one because I really liked it, and she's one of my favorites. Actually, is my favorite. The universe took its time on you, crafted you precisely, so you could offer the world something distinct from everyone else. So when you doubt how you were created, you doubt an energy created you doubt an energy greater than us both. And I think that's it's really beautiful, like how she writes, and she writes with little drawings right next to it. So it's like a stem, it's just a plant, and it's like showing her growing as a person. That we shouldn't doubt on each other. I think that's like the most important thing, and it's all of the things that you all are speaking of on like growing as a community. I think that's such a great idea. We have such great platforms to do so, like the center. There's so much space in there. We should start to do something more instead of getting distant and like other people just going out and going into other states instead, bringing other states into ours and into our community. So I like all the ideas. I like hearing everything that everybody has to say because it gives me a 19-year-old like different perspective, and it's like something to look forward to. Like, oh, I can do this. Oh, we can do Holi in May or something like that. I think those ideas are great, and I would like to work with you guys to do so.
See, Holi is a festival which makes everybody colorful. You don't have to be a woman of color to be colorful. Holi makes everybody colorful. And Holi is supposed to impact not only your face or your body, it impacts your inner being. It gives you a message. It gives you a message of being united, being bonded, being together. And Twinkle has seen, Twinkle, my daughter, she has seen Holi with us right the first day of her birth. Because ever since she was born, wherever we went, we never left her behind, we took her with us. So when she was 1 year old, she played Holi. And in India, she always enjoyed Holi with us. I'm sure she may have some good memories. Please come and share with her.
I wasn't prepared to talk today, just listen. But I have a lot of good memories growing up
You
in
can stand
India.
on there if you want. That's fine.
I remember we used to start playing Holi in our neighborhood, and we used to end in a neighboring city, called Pujwara, by 4 or 5 in the evening, and stopping at dozens of houses in the middle, having breakfast someplace, chai, and then lunch somewhere else, and we used to come home by the time it was dinner time. Raising a son here, I tried to celebrate all the festivals here as well. I'm part of Hindi school here, Hari, in Brown University, and we celebrate Holi there every year in May because of the weather. And that Holi is my son's favorite festival as well. And I teach a class there in Hindi school, and I have been preparing my kids for a Holi festival, cultural show, and I'm going to recite a poem that my kids will be reciting in May. आओ मिलके मनाए खुशियाँ, बुरा न मानो होली है। अपनों को हम रंग लगाएं, बुरा न मानो होली है। बचत करें हम पानी की, बुरा न मानो होली है। फूलों से हम खेलें होली, बुरा न मानो होली है। किसी को ना ठेस पहुँचाएं, बुरा न मानो होली है। नए नए पकवान खाएं, बुरा न मानो होली है। होली आती रंगों की बहार लाती, जाने कितने रंग दिखाती। अगले साल का होता इंतजार, पिछले साल की दिलाती याद। बड़ी सुहानी थी वो गुब्बारों की होली, वो खुशियों वाली होली, बुरा न मानो होली है।
She was right, actually. We took tea somewhere, we took lunch somewhere, snack somewhere, but nobody came dinner. Because everybody said, dinner at your house, we're all coming there. And they would all come to my house, and my wife being the always ready to cook, without anybody's help in the house. Of course, someone would help her, but not me. And she would cook food for at least 15, 20 people in no time, and we'll have a little party, holy party in the evening. And it was interesting. So good, thank you for reminding me of that, because I had forgotten those snacks and those tea and those drinks we used to prepare. That's right now. And Raj, please.
So I am going to say something from WhatsApp and one I wrote. First time I wrote some kavita. So,
Very nice.
We like new poets.
yeah. So I want to start because मैं कवि तो नहीं but पर ए होली हुल्लड़ तेरे संग ने मुझे कवि बना दिया.
कवि तो नहीं, होली हुल्लड़ तेरे संग ने मुझे कवि बना दिया.
So I from WhatsApp I am just reading this. I like very much this one because I think it fulfill all of us what we achieve after coming in after leaving our motherland and coming here and achieve all. मेहनत से उठा हूँ, मेहनत का दर्द जानता हूँ, आसमां से ज्यादा जमी की कद्र जानता हूँ. लचीला पेड़ था जो झेल गया आंधियाँ, मैं मगरूर दरख्तों का हस्र जानता हूँ. छोटे से बड़ा बनना आसान नहीं होता, जिंदगी में कितना जरूरी है सब्र जानता हूँ. मेहनत बढ़ी तो किस्मत भी बढ़ चली, छालों पे में छिपी लकीरों का असर जानता हूँ. बेवक्त बेवजह बेहिसाब मुस्कुरा देता हूँ, आधे दुश्मनों को तो यूं ही हरा देता हूँ. काफी कुछ पाया पर अपना कुछ नहीं माना, क्योंकि एक दिन राख में मिलना है ये जानता हूँ. So I tried first time writing some kavita. If further look like Gad, so let me please sorry for me. But I dedicated this kavita to one of my part of my body, my daughter. So the title of this kavita is Meri Beti. छोटी सी खिलखिलाती सी प्यारी सी ठुमक ठुमक मटक मटक मम्मी पापा कहती सी. आते ही तुमने बनाया पिता मुझे, एक प्यारा सा नया रिश्ता दिया मुझे. माता पिता क्या होते हैं समझाया मुझे, बेटे का फर्ज याद दिलाया मुझे. तेरा खिलखिलाना भाता है मुझे, खुशियाँ कैसे बांटी जाती है बताता है मुझे. गिरकर संभलना सिखाता है मुझे, बेटी तुम मुझे बहुत कुछ सिखाती हो मुझे. मेरा बचपन लौटाया है तुमने, चहका के संवारा है मेरा घर संसार तुमने. मांगी बस एक दुआ है मैंने, रंग सारे होली के भर दूं सारे तुमने.
Should write more often.
Good job. Praise of the daughters.
I'm moving towards now a gentleman who we were talking to him and he said, that, oh, I'm old. And this. I said, you not old at all. But the only thing was that I have something for younger people to, when you think of people like me, Dr. Datta and Ramji Sari log jahan baithe hain, most of us are in a category which is called old or aged or whatever you want to call. And the line is that experienced. बढ़ती उम्र के लोग हौसला तो क्या देंगे, बढ़ती उम्र के लोग हौसला तो क्या देंगे, बुजुर्गों से मिलते रहो दुआ देंगे. What it means, Reena, aged people, they may not give you any strength. Aged people may not give you any strength. Don't shun them. Keep meeting them. They'll bless you. Okay? Now, Datta Sahib, your blessing, please come.
No, I can say.
Sure.
Professor, 45 minutes.
Please give me support.
That's also American way, yeah.
Yeah, but let me just tell you something about Assam, because things are a little bit different. It used to be different. You know, Assam was never under Muslim rule. It was always independent. The Mongols could never conquer it. So, in Assam we used to have a Hinduism, which is very old, 12th century, you know. Now, even now there is an island Brahmaputra River, which is supposed to be the biggest river island. There are a lot of monasteries, a lot of these traditional things which are very, very ancient. They have been able to keep that. Not being under Islamic. I am not saying that Islamic influence is bad or anything, but it is not there. And of course, most of it is Vaishnava, the Hinduism that existed in the 12th century. So there we celebrate Holi, and there are a lot of monasteries, and even now every village in Assam will have called a Namgar, meaning the place where people come together to do kirtans. Nam is kirtan. And every village still has it, and that's like a core of the society. And in Holi, what I remember, we have 2 days. First day is for color, and the second day, I don't know, I have not heard any will say this. It's called mud frolic. It's called buka, fauna. Buka is mud, fauna is like frolic. So what they do, they will mix up some water and sometimes a little bit of cow dung also. And get everybody drowned there. All the village, not females, they are out of there. They can witness. Anyhow, so they get them all deep and everybody gets into mud and Then after that, each of them has to do a act. Some little, there are a lot of these plays we have, involving, it's actually, there's a dramatic tradition, some very special, what was his name? Brown professor, he knew more about it. He wanted to go to Assam, but he could not. In those days, they needed permit. And so what happened, everybody, after getting out of this mud, has to do an act. Something they like to, some role they played or they know from one of those plays. Most of them were, of course, of Indian myth. So one thing always struck me, that most of the guys who are very lean and thin, who are very weak, they always like to act Bhima, the Palman, And there's hilarious things about when they try to do Bhima. And so that is really a lot of fun. I remember once I had to do, I did like a bad boy. So that's right. And the reason was that I always had to be very good. My father was well known, and everybody expected me to be good. So I was very fed up of getting good. So anytime I got an opportunity to act like a bad guy. And the other thing was, on the first day, we each will get together and go from house to house, giving color, to older elder people. But we always made it a point to the older people, always just to give it on their feet and ask their blessing. I don't know if that tradition is there in other places also. And go and take pranam on the feet, and of course they all give sweets. And in those days there were no plastic bags or anything, so everything we had only one bag to carry, that's through my mouth, in our belly, and by the time we get back home, we are all sick and tired eating those sweets. Thank you.
Right. One very quick question. People just entered our mahfil.
Oh yeah, maybe you can introduce yourself
before we continue. Your name?
Hello everyone, my name is Surya. Nice to meet everyone.
Hi, my name is Anusha. Nice to meet everyone. Hi, my name is Pari. Nice to meet everyone.
Can you say a little bit more where you're coming
Oh, okay. I'm a chemistry graduate student at UMass Dartmouth, and I come from India, Mumbai city.
and go back.
Go back. I'm from UMass Dartmouth too, and I do my master's in technology management in UMass Dartmouth, and I'm from Hyderabad.
I already graduated. I did my master's in computer science. I'm currently working, and I'm from Hyderabad, India.
Hi, my name is Vidya. I'm from Myanmar. I'm doing my civil and environmental engineering. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And let me explain to you the format of our today's matter. The format is that everybody has to say something about Holi, your experiences in India or lack of those experiences here, what you miss about Holi when you're here, and we want to hear that, whatever you can share with us. So when your turn comes, we'll definitely ask you to come and handle the podium. Now, Mr. Datta just told us about Assamese, Holi and unique features of Assamese Holi. And as we always say, हमारा थीम ही आज का यही है, हर उम्र की अपनी होली, हर क्षेत्र की अपनी होली, हर देश की अपनी होली. So Holi has different varieties of Holi all over. I'm sure when we come to Hyderabad, Holi will be different.
Yeah.
Or it might be same, but I'm sure red is red in Hyderabad also, yellow is yellow in Hyderabad also. Colors don't change. So it's Holi of colors no matter where you go. And I want to thank Festival Ram Singh especially for holding it here, because it gave Bush an occasion and a reason to be out of the house.
That's right.
We have been trying very hard to make him move out of the house. He refused. And Lucy has been trying to make him get out of the house, but he loves us so much, doesn't want to leave the house, wants to be always around her. But today he's here. I'm so happy that you organized it here. Please organize more such things in your future. We'll see more of him here. Bush, your turn now, please.
They say something might be happening.
No, Lucy, your turn is your turn. Can't do that.
I'm not good at it.
I welcome you all, first of all, for coming here. It's a great joy. I have two holies which I remember distinctly. One was here with Vrindavan Preservation Society. So what we did, because you can't play wet colors and the dry colors also, so we had buckets full of flowers. And so we removed the petals and we threw them up in the air and with big bhajans, all Krishna bhajans. And then there would be like a lot of them on the floor. If somebody ran out of flower, they picked up from the floor and kept throwing. It was one of the best Holis I have participated. The other one was with Subhash. We were coming from Delhi to Jalandhar and in a car which he was driving. And we saw very fascinating things. Some towns will go through and there will be scattered people. Others, there would be a big crowd in the middle, so we would bypass them somehow. And because we didn't know what would happen to us in our car, would it be survive it, even car, I don't know if we would survive it. So that's another one which I have a very distinct memory of. We also want to celebrate Holi by introducing our poetry and, the writers. I'm sorry I didn't write anything, but I was looking through the books, and so I have a book by Firak Gorakhpuri, this poetry, and I just only think one thing I can remind people, when they go to India, please buy some books. Always minimum of 4, 5, 6 books. Buy them. And sometimes even if not the subjects you like, just poetry, prose, because I have not been to many homes where even they have Munshi Premchand's books or Rabindranath Tagore's books. It's sad that we have great authors and we have no laureates. So I just will read one of his poems of Gorakhpuri, not selected by any way other than just I have read it and marked it so I can do that. कुछ इशारे थे जिन्हें दुनिया समझ बैठे थे हम, कुछ इशारे थे जिन्हें दुनिया समझ बैठे थे हम, उस निगाहे आशना को क्या समझ बैठे थे हम. Zare Ashna is the known way of looking. रफ्ता रफ्ता गैर अपनी ही नजर में हो गए, वारी गफलत तुझे अपना समझ बैठे थे हम. Rafta means slowly, and ghaflat means uncomfortableness. होश की तौफीक भी कब अहले दिल को हो सकी, होश की तौफीक भी कब अहले दिल को हो सकी, इश्क में अपने को दीवाना समझ बैठे थे हम। क्या कहें उल्फत में रोज़े बेहिसी क्यों कर खुला, हर नज़र को तेरी दर्द अफसा समझ बैठे थे हम। इंकलाबे पैर पर पैर हर गर्दिशों पर दौर में इस ज़मीन व आसमां को क्या समझ बैठे थे हम। भूल बैठी वो निगाहें नाज है दोस्ती, उसको भी अपनी तबीयत का समझ बैठे थे हम। साफ अलग हमको जुनून आशिकी ने कर दिया, साफ अलग हमको जुनून आशिकी ने कर दिया, खुद को तेरे दर्द का पर्दा समझ बैठे थे हम। खान बजते हैं मोहब्बत के सूते नाज को, दास्तां का खत्म हो जाना समझ बैठे थे। When he didn't hear from his lover, he said, "Oh, the story is over. We are done." But that was not the case. एक दुनिया दर्द की तस्वीर निकली, इश्क को टोकन और गैस का किस्सा समझ बैठे थे हम। रफ्ता रफ्ता इश्क मुझसे जहाँ होता चला, खुद को तेरे हिज्र में तन्हा समझ बैठे थे हम। हुस्न की समझे नहीं और फिरा मेहरबान ना मेहरबान क्या कर समझ बैठे थे।
Very good. Before I come to my wife, we just had a young person entered. Monica.
You can go
Monica
together.
Chaudhary just entered here. Can you just stand up and wave, please?
And can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Monica Chaudhary.
So the word
She's
Chaudhary
in
explains
the
everything.
Bachelor
She is.
Blessing program. Yeah.
And the Bus Chaudhary explains everything. Right? She's part of the family. So, Lucy, you have to say something. Just say hello. That's fine.
I'm not going there. I'm just saying,
That's fine.
I've seen through the Portuguese station that Holi is celebrated in Portugal too. They're celebrating as a Hindu community in Lisbon, and they were showing very nice celebration. So
Very good. That's wonderful.
yeah,
So it was a Holi through Portuguese lens.
Yes.
that's
yes.
it.
And Vijay,
You
बोल रही
say
हैं?
something.
इतनी तो घूमी आप नहीं है। हम देखो भाई, हाँ, जितना
इन्होंने जो कुछ कहा सच कहा।
उन्होंने बहुत कुछ कहा,
नहीं, सब
हर
सच
बात
कहा। सच कहा कि नहीं कहा?
चलो इतना ही कहा।
सब सच कहा।
हाँ।
ठीक है। Certificate
इनके बिहार पे मैं कुछ कह देता हूँ, क्योंकि ये अक्सर नहीं बोलते हैं पब्लिक में, लेकिन she has been a public speaker, debater during her youth when she was in college. She and her brother both used to compete together actually, and I don't know who won out of the two. Who was the winner? I don't know. You won. So see, she won. She's speaking something. So, but the only thing is that she was a spirit behind my Holi all the time. We were able to celebrate Holi because of her. वो विजय जी ने बात की थी पकौड़ों की और the other dishes being made in the house, they all came from her little hands, you know. And she can make wonderful things happen in the house for as many people as I could bring. If I would call from my school, my college, I still say school, I work in school now. But in India I worked in a college, so I would call from college, Vijay, some people are coming to the house for lunch. She would never ask how many. She knew at least more than 10 or 12. And the food will be ready by the time I rang the bell. So that was the beauty of my wife. Thank you so much. And the next person I'm going to call is, who is a musician, who is a doctor, who is a wonderful friend, and she's married to a wonderful person. You already heard from Mr. Malhotra, you know, the things about what Maharaja Patela used to do in Patiala. His wife is from Delhi, so she has different stories to narrate about Holi. And she sings also. Well, please. That's your choice.
Well, actually, the dog ate my homework. I forgot my notebook. But I'm, going to come here, not just sit in the seat like Vijay. I have a little WhatsApp thing that a physician friend of mine sent me, so bear with me. It's very, very short. वो आंगन की भुरभुरी सी सूखी मिट्टी, वो फर्श पर पड़ी धूल पे चम पाँव के निशान, वो अखबार के कुछ फड़फड़ाते बिखरे पन्ने, वो डाइनिंग टेबल पर पड़े चाय के दो खाली प्यासे प्याले, वो चादर पर पड़ी चंद सिलवटें, वो बिस्तर में पड़ा मासूम गीला तौलिया, वो इंतज़ार करती उल्टी भीगी छतरी, वो खामोश दाल की काली पतीली, ये सब बाई की छुट्टी करने का कारण।
ये मोदी ने फंसा दिया। क्या हुआ? मैंने कहा मोदी ने फंसा दिया, मतलब कहने का ये कि मोदी उसने एक डिमोनेटाइजेशन में बताया 500 का नोट 1000 का नोट ज़ीरो हो गया। एंड यंग गर्ल वाज क्राइंग एंड सेड मोदी ने फंसा दिया, मोदी ने फंसा दिया। अरे मैम तेरे को क्या हो गया? तुमने मोदी ने कैसे फंसा दिया? क्या पूछते हो? मुझे इतने भद्दे लड़के से शादी करनी पड़ रही है। The boy is so ugly, I have to marry him. Why do you have to marry? You could say no. She said, I looked at his black money and said yes to him. Now black money is lost. I still have to marry him. Modi ne fasa diya. Modi ne fasa diya. And as my eyes are moving, rolling around the room, I see to my left the young man sitting there. I can't call him old, although he might say he's old. But he's a young man. Nitin Trivedi, please come. No, please move the seat now.
I didn't.
She moved the seat on. If you were sitting here, my eyes would fall on her.
Well, I didn't prepare anything, but I can tell about my memories. Pre-teen and teen. We used to live in inner city in 5-6 story buildings. And most of the terraces, because the building had no gap, they were all joined together. So as kids, the balloons were very popular with color. So we used to have water balloons, and I want to say about 12 to 15 kids between 6-7 buildings on both sides. Nobody could catch us because we would be not in that building by the time somebody came up to look for us, because we would be gone. I still remember it. I think that was the best time of my life. Of Holi. There you go.
That's why they had a big pump. We had a big pump to get that guy in.
Now,
Maybe Robin wants to.
Wow.
okay. Now a young girl was complaining. ये होली की बात है तो जोक में अलाउड है. एक young girl was complaining, my boyfriend is missing. She went to everybody, my boyfriend is missing. So somebody said, why did you go to the police? So I went to the police. They couldn't find him. Then somebody said, check him at the bank, ATM line. He may be lost, ATM line somewhere. So as we settle down, I smell some food. But Ruthie, it's your turn now, please.
So I was not at all prepared to say anything. And Dr. Singh asked me that before I was planning to come here. He said, are you writing any poems? I am not writing any poems or nothing. So and he didn't tell me that you need to say a word. So there is a catch, and you got me.
He sent the problem to me.
Okay. So, I am really happy that I came here because this is the first time I am celebrating Holi after I came to United States, and in last 10 years, this is the first time I'm playing. And again, like many people have said, like this is like Har Umr Ki Holi and the diversity and other things. Coming to that my memory of Holi is we were playing Holi for 3 days. First would be last day of the school. So in school you are playing Holi. So irrespective of whatever the day it would be, you are playing Holi before the Holi. And on the day of Holi, you will be all ready to play the Holi, but mom saying, oh no. Dhuleti is like next day of the Holi. On that day you are playing with colors. So on the day of Holi, you can't play with the colors. So on the day of Holi, my mom will allow only to play with the water. So that is second day of my Holi. And then the third day would be the real blast. Because that first day of the Holi, what we had played in school, we make sure that everybody bring the solid color which will not go away at least a week. So irrespective of when we are playing the Holi, that color of the Holi will last on our face for like a week. So that is my few memory. And then after a while when you are like in studies, you need to focus on your studies. So last 5 years before I came here, I didn't play the Holi. But Holi is definitely one of the most entertaining festivals we are having in India, as well as I'm from Gujarat. So nobody can beat Dandiya, Uttarayan and Holi at my place. And all has the similar weightage, and they are divided in a way that we have definitely one festival for each season. So I am really happy to be here, and thank you very much for this celebration.
How many of you want to believe that you were not prepared? You were fully prepared, right? Okay. And I just thought of another something to share with you. A teacher was teaching a class very diligently, as hard as he could do. And he talked to one child, his name was Papu. He said, Papu, a lot of complaints come from your house about you. Sir, I don't do anything. I don't do anything wrong, so what's my complaint coming for? Then he said, okay, tell me one thing. Bhagwan sabse zyada khushkhab hote hain. When does God become very happy? He said, sir, if some goons, gunde, if they lift or carry a girl away and she says, for God's sake, leave me, God is very happy that time. भगवान के लिए मैं छोड़ो तो वो बहुत खुश हो जाते हैं पप्पू को मार पड़ी I'm moving towards now. Should I go to Hyderabad or Bombay first? Mumbai? I think Mumbai is the first one now. He moved away. Mumbai is first, please. Please announce your name again.
Hello everyone, my name is Pari. And I'm doing masters in bioanalytical chemistry from UMass Dartmouth. And about Holi celebration, I think I'll speak in Holi. So for Holi celebration, this is a day where we miss our family and our country the most. Festival of colors. So as a youngster, we would always throw balloons on each other, throw colors. But with the time, considering the chemicals that are used in the river, I think it's a good idea to switch to green Holi. That's what the concept is coming up in Mumbai, wherein the colors are organic. That is what clicks my mind the first when Holi comes in. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See, we have been moving all over India actually in this place here. And next week, You're from Hyderabad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Which city, which town?
नहीं अभी तेलंगाना
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for this honor. It's a great privilege, especially to talk in front of my parents sitting there. Well, I'm from Hyderabad, Telangana. Technically, we're calling Telangana because we are split into 2 states. So basically, for me, Holi was Holi, as the name says, it's a festival of colors. This is mostly where you miss your family and friends, especially because we used to have a lot of fun when I was in Hyderabad. Early morning, like 6 o'clock, they used to come and knock my door, and my friends, they used to literally like carry me, and then they have like a tub filled with colors, and they used to literally put me into the tub filled with colors, and then they used to sprinkle the wet colors exactly. That's how we have fun instead of the dry colors, and then they used to hit with eggs and stuff. It was really fun. Tomatoes. It was like a tomato festival as well. We used to hit with tomatoes and eggs. It was really fun. So when I came to US, the most important festivals I missed was Diwali, most importantly, and then Holi, which these two both are not celebrated here because over here the restrictions due to the rules and regulations are not supposed to celebrate here. That's the only thing I was really worried because especially if you miss the food, the Indian cuisine which cooked by your mom. Yeah, it used to be fun. Now I miss the Holi, and over here, since we can't play with wet colors, it's dry colors. Go organic, I would say, instead of using the chemicals, which is really good for the environment as well. And thank you so much for this opportunity. Looking forward to meet everyone when we are having get together. Thank you.
Now, you know, in India, it's very common these days to recharge your phones. You don't purchase a phone, you recharge every time. And a young boy was trying to flirt with a girl in the classroom and asking very slowly, whispering like, should I get a recharge for 50 rupees? Like, charge ka recharge karwa दूं? कहती नहीं, कितने अच्छे लड़की है। और फिर से कहती 500 So, as we were getting the food inside, another person entered here. He has to introduce himself.
Very Chaudhary.
Very good. And again, the word Chaudhary says everything, right? What are Chaudhary around the Now,
today is very important person. He brought food.
Yeah. Can you please, another person from Hyderabad, please. Your turn. Share your ideas. Monica, your turn is coming soon.
Yeah, I know. I'm not prepared with anything.
Don't worry, nobody is prepared here.
It's preparing now.
Except Dr. Ramsay.
Yeah.
No one prepared.
Hello everyone, this is Surya. I am from Hyderabad, India, and right now it's Telangana. It's pretty different for me because I actually never played Holi in India because my mother used to like shut all the doors and say nobody to come to our home. Because I wish I knew that. How would I come there? Yeah, because she was afraid to get some rashes from the skin or whatever. So, I was looking for you. What is that? Looking for you. The same for you? Yeah.
Looking for all the pumps and all that.
Yeah. So the first time I actually played Holi was after I came to the US. Here, there was a big tent and there were like almost like 100 people throwing colors everywhere. That's the first time that I actually enjoyed Holi in the US. So that was different for me, I guess. And yeah, I had fun playing Holi, and thanks for inviting and thanks for being here. Yeah, she did.
Yeah. See,
So my dear I'm not from India, I'm from Burma. So I've never played Holi. So I really wanted to play it today. That's why I got a expectations that she wanted to play Holi. Yeah. That's the reason she has come for. Yeah. Yeah, next time I can bring my Okay. So I don't know much about it, but all I know is it's about color first of all, and I hope.
Color is Holi.
Yeah. So I can say next time when someone asks me about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She was fully ready for Holi. Now we are, before I call the father, I'll call the daughter first. Monica.
Hi.
I'm Monica Chaudhary, most of you know me. So, as far as Holi, it reminds me of family, celebration, and just gathering of friends and laughter. So I never played Holi in India. I was born in America, but I have played Holi in America with my family. The only thing is, we never played it on a grand scale. So I never played it with hundreds of people or anything like that. The only thing that I can compare it to is I did a 5K race last year. And it's an American race, and they stole the idea of Holi. So you're running, and they throw colors at you. They spray you with colored water. So everyone wears white, and then they come out all colored and crazy. And all the American people were like, "This is the best thing ever," and I'm like, "This is Holi." So that was their introduction to it. But I have a homework assignment for everybody. Find one person that you know that is not aware of what Holi is, and teach them. And let's go. You did your homework already. So at least find someone, because I feel nowadays a lot of people are very culturally ignorant, and it's unfortunate. So try and find someone who's not aware of the Indian culture, or at least of Holi, and introduce that and tell them what it means to you, because all of us know what Holi is for the most part. So, it'd be nice to bring it to someone that doesn't know it.
Thank you. And last but not the least, we have the gentleman who brought the food for us. And also, he is a...
No, I brought my wife too.
Before I call the husband, your turn please. Anything about Holi in your town?
Namaskar. Holi is the big festival in India, and when the Holi comes, we were very happy. We celebrate, we just have fun with the Holi. And one time, when we are little, we don't know Holi, and then a bunch of people come in my house, and my mom is cooking, and they say, "Okay, Holi, let's go play," and they throw the color in the food everywhere. Oh my God! They celebrate with them, we're jumping with them, we're happy with them. That's why we come over here, we celebrate with all of them. Great.
Don't put the color in the food.
Holi in India was almost a kind of innovation. I remember Holi. Crowd would come into your house. They just almost break into your house. 10, 20 people. And where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? Come outside, come outside. And the gentleman in the house comes slowly outside. Oh, with 20 people. Somebody having that sprinkler machine, somebody a pump, somebody something else. And they all attack you. And the whole house, the room gets messy. And not only you take a shower, you clean your house also afterwards. Either you come out of the house before they come, either you try to hide, and then they are there. And Vijay Kumar referred to the four-wheel cart. Now the cart is replaced by pickup trucks. So they go all over the town with the pitchers full of color, wet color, and go on throwing all over the city wherever they go. And some of them are good people, some of them are not good people. So they, as I said earlier, they use this as an occasion to tease people also, which is bad, and which should be stopped. And thank God we don't do it here. Now, some of you, I'm going to invite Brij now, and he is the guy who loves Holi and who has enjoyed Holi in India to the maximum. Come and tell us your story, Brij.
To say all. Okay, Holi in Punjab, we celebrate like attacking on the peoples. So they used to have a water for the horses, and where they bring their horses, all the horse carts. So we used to put the color in that one instead of the water for drinking. So we used to dump people, grab them and put it. So one time we grabbed one Sardarji, and that Sardarji was so annoyed that he went to his house and got his gun. And when he came with the gun, my other brother is not here, Bharat. He saw the guy coming and he grabbed the gun, and now this guy is more mad because he lost his gun. So we had a Holi like that, and mostly when you have some rift with your neighbors, that's the time when you make a friendship back. You go and put the color, they will be mad for 5-10 minutes and then they will celebrate. They make pakoras with the marijuana. So when you eat those pakoras with marijuana, you feel so good that you eat too much or you laugh too much or you cry too much.
So no one
The best way to enjoy is to have a pakoras with the marijuana.
When women go to a store to buy anything, they always ask for show me a different color. The shopkeeper shows you a shawl, it's a black, some other color. And the girl had a headache, studying, and go to the chemist, get some headache pill. She goes, I have some headache, give me some pill. He gives her a tablet, she gives another color. So guys, it has been a wonderful evening here today. Thanks to a couple of people who arranged it, and thanks to all who came and participated. But Ramji is the person who initiated this idea, and I'm glad that he wants to move closer to the communities around here. That's it. And this is really wonderful. And we like the idea he has moved it here. I'm sure we all can support him and we can keep on doing these wonderful events with a little more people because it's very cold today and I've been told many people they couldn't come because of the cold. And I'm glad some people came from far out place, Mumbai, Ludhiana, so many far out places. You land only today?
Yeah, we just landed in April.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. And this is wonderful. Now, in view of the excellent work done by Ramji, Indian Museum would like to honor him a little, but with our little shawl we give to people who come here. Bush, come and please give it to him. Sir, somebody take a picture please and we give it to him.
Monica, do you have your phone?
First time we will see India and USA.
Wow!
That's Kamota is what they call it. It's a specially made on only time, first time made.
All right, thank you. Well, thank you so much. Rather than putting color, you putting shala. Let me give you some instructions. We do have colors, and in view of the fact that we do not want to make mess of here, I think we should use very tiny amount. Tika or something on that, maybe.
Dr. Datta, can you please join us here?
Make us feel special.
Dr. Datta.
Stand in the middle. That's right, you stand in the middle and you're the only
You
one.
guys can take the color outside too.
It's cold. Oh, we can heat the colors.
It's cold, but if you want.
Let us have to honor you for your
Oh, Gupta Sahib is getting the shawl too.
Yes, wonderful. This came from your state. So.
I'm from University, Quran Hindi School, and we are celebrating Holi in May. And after the first one, we play with colors. Too much color in May is like the best.
Thank you.
The small kids have then lunch,
We hope that once in the temple there will be a shop and we will sell India and Modi has made this also very popular.
You guys, the food is ready?
He's ready.
Yeah.
Taking our picture? Wow. Did you really? You took it? Oh my god!
She's excellent photographer.